Teachers. What did a student say that made you completely lose hope? I teach 7th grade, and every teacher has that one student. Mine was Ollie. By October, he'd already told our librarian that silence was a system designed to protect the guilty, and asked the fire marshal mid-assembly if he was licensed. So when I asked the class what they wanted to be when they grew up, I deliberately saved him for last. Priya wanted to be a marine biologist. Gus wanted to be a streamer. Ren just said, retired. And honestly, fair. Ollie's hand had been up the entire time, stretched so high he was halfway out of his seat. When I finally called on him, he stood up, looked me dead in the eye, and said, I want to be the person who fires Principal Hale. The room went silent. I sent him to the office, wrote disruptive and disrespectful in his file, and thought to myself, there is no hope for this kid. I have never been more wrong about a student in my life. Principal Hale had arrived that fall with a firm handshake and a renovation crew. Within a semester, the art program was paused, band was cut to 1 day a week, and the free breakfast program quietly disappeared. Meanwhile, his office got new furniture, new carpet, and a frosted glass door with his name etched into it. Every time someone asked, the answer was the same: budget constraints. The fundraisers never stopped, though. Cookie dough in September, wrapping paper in November. The giant cardboard thermometer in the front hall kept climbing, and the programs kept dying. Nadia, a quiet kid in my 3rd period who used to be first in line for breakfast, started putting her head down until lunch. That's around when Ollie's detention started. Every time Hale visited a classroom, Ollie's hand went up with questions that were weirdly, uncomfortably specific. The fall fundraiser raised $9,340. Which facility got improved? Detention. The district website says our band budget wasn't reduced this year. So where is it? Detention. Is your new door a facility improvement? Detention. I supervised those detentions, and I noticed he never sulked. He just wrote in this battered blue notebook, calm as an accountant. One afternoon, curiosity beat me. I asked what he was always writing. He slid the notebook over. Dates, dollar amounts, photos of the fundraiser thermometer, printed and taped in week by week. PTA newsletter clippings, board budget pages. My grandma was a fraud auditor for 30 years, he said. She says you never confront anyone until the file is complete. Then he showed me the part that made my jaw drop. Every detention slip saved in a plastic sleeve. Hale personally signed each one, and each one listed the offense in writing. The exact question Ollie had asked. 11 slips. 11 signed. Dated documents proving that a 12-year-old asked where the money went and got punished instead of answered. He keeps signing them, Ollie said, almost apologetically. Grandma says that's called building the record. I asked why he didn't just tell a teacher. He looked at me with genuine pity. Tell them what? That I have a feeling? Feelings get detention, files get results. In December, the school board held its public meeting in our gym. It was packed, mostly angry band parents. When they opened the floor, Ollie walked to the microphone with his grandmother one step behind him, holding a folder thick as a phone book. He didn't yell. He read. The totals raised. The totals spent. The renovation invoices his grandmother had pulled through a public records request, billed to the district as classroom technology. Then he held up the detention slips. Every time I asked about this in school, I received detention. Principal Hale signed all 11. The offense line is just my question. He documented himself. He handed the folder to the board president and sat down. You could hear the gym lights hum. Hale stood up talking about context and process, but the board president was already flipping pages, and her face was doing something I'd never seen a face do at a school board meeting. He was suspended that night pending an audit. The audit found enough that he resigned before it even finished. By February, band was back to 5 days, breakfast was back, and Nadia was first in line again like she'd never left. When career day rolled around in spring, I asked the class the same question. Priya still wanted the ocean. Gus had upgraded to streamer with a podcast. When I got to Ollie, he didn't even look up from a brand new notebook. Retired.